What? How you all doing? The mission of the day. If you choose to accept it, don't worry, I'm going to be doing it all. Steam Deck. I got an update. Ain't getting it till Q3 2022, which is July time. So my original delivery time was sometime after Q2. Q3, that's accurate, it is after Q2. I was just hoping I'd have got it in the April bracket. Loads of people are getting really upset that their orders are being pushed back. They aren't, they're just giving you a more specific date on when you could potentially get one. Now, I have a Steam Deck Analog, my little tiny Linux machine that I've had for the moons. It was running Steam OS, it's now on Manjaro KDE. I am tempted to pull the drive out of that and whack that into my gaming machine Belial and see what happens. Because I want to try VR with my HTC Vive on the big boy, the PC. I tried it on the little box, but let's just say our survey says no. I'm going to pull the drive and all that, and I'm not going to show you the cabley bits in Belial, like putting the drive in and stuff, because that's going to be nightmare inducing. The cable management in that machine, I swear you would scream from now until the end of days, and people were like, what is wrong with them? They were traumatized. They watched this YouTube video and they saw the back of this bloke's PC and they'll cut to it's terrible. So I need to sort that out, but you don't need to see it. I'm gonna plug the Linux.
Just take that cable from there and shove it in the hole. There you go.
Spam that sumbitch like it's damned. And the one we are looking for is the one that's highlighted. Bosh. Look at that, booted up just like the Steam machine. Straight away. Didn't have to do nothing. Good job, Linux. So, VR. What do you think? Should we see if it works? Well, it looks like it works. Yes. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This world is gorgeous, you've got to see this. That was awesome. Mate, you seem really excited about that. Is it really that good? Yeah. What, even considering you've dived into VR hundreds of times, thousands of times before? Really, is it that good? Yeah. When you consider what's going on, it really is fantastic. I'll get into that. But I've got to hit you with some honesty first, okay? It's not perfect. Considering what's going on, perfectly acceptable, but... oh mate, no, here we go, he's gonna drop it on us, ah! Really, it's not that bad, but then that really depends how you quantify not that bad. Again, for me, considering what's going on here, my experience in VR today was Steam VR on Linux is not full featured-ish. It is, And it isn't. It can't be both, mate. Well, there are some options in SteamVR that kind of, they don't work. And I'm just talking like SteamVR Home, the VR environment before you get into a game. Okay, so example, desktop viewer. If you were to hit the desktop button in SteamVR and expect it to bring up your desktop, no. Or at least not on my machine, but I believe that to be a Wayland problem. Don't worry about that, what that is. If you don't know what that is, it doesn't matter. Just understand that Wayland is something that's new-ish. It's something that Linux is transitioning towards, and it currently doesn't work with SteamVR. I assume that's the problem. If we were using an older, is it the compositor? Chances are it would probably have worked. So there you go, it's just not there. For me also, I couldn't use it for streaming because I can't view my desktop and I can't capture windows from my desktop to, like, say, show my chat overlays and things. I can't do it. None of the programs that I use in SteamVR seem to function on Linux. And that was to be expected, in all honesty, because they're designed for Windows 10, like actually specifically designed to function based on how Windows 10 works. Doesn't even work, some of them don't even work on older versions of Windows. I wasn't expecting something like Proton or whatever to make them work. But as I say, because I can't capture my chat windows and things, I wouldn't use Linux to stream. Also, there's no audio handling in SteamVR on Linux. You can change the volumes and mute your microphone if you like, but to select your audio devices, input and output, you have to do that in your actual desktop, on your actual computer. So you can't do it from within VR or in SteamVR. It will just take whatever the default is that your system is using. So in my case, I'm using like the HTC Vive. I could say, right, I want to use the Vive audio out and I want to use whatever audio in, and you select those in your operating system, and then as soon as you onto VR, those are the things that it's going to use. So those are your kind of two main SteamVR-y kind of not greatly great things. Other than that, for me, pretty solid. Also understand, and this is where the kind of amazing part of it comes in, none of this software, most of the software, outside of SteamVR itself, most of it isn't native. It's not Linux stuff, it's Windows stuff. But because of the magic jiggery pokery being done by Wine and DXVK in the form of Proton, Steam Play, yeah, we have a layer that goes, this is a Windows game, here's how you can play it Linux. Linux does it. It's an interpreter. It's taking that native Windows code and running it on Linux. It's allowing us to play something that wasn't there before. It's not perfect. It just isn't. I showed in a video previously how I got VR chat working in a desktop mode, and on some of the maps, like, there are graphical glitches. Video players as well, for an example, don't actually work in Proton in VR chat. So there are some little bugs, you know, graphical glitches, lighting doesn't always render in properly, that kind of stuff. It isn't perfect, you know, but I mean, I'll take a 7 out of 10. I'll take a 7 out of 10 of getting it to run the right versus a big fat donut 0 out of 10. You know, I will take a few glitches. I'll even take stuttering and hard freezing from Proton if it means that I can actually play the game. Wait a minute. The other day you said about Elden Ring that you wouldn't take hard stuttering. What's going on? That's native. If that's native, that's a native app, and it's running like shite on its native operating system, you've got no excuse. However, if you've got an app running on an operating system it's not supposed to, I'll go all the way down. Man, I'll take all the way like 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10. If I can play that game, even if it's jank as balls, again, over nothing, I've got it. I will accept that because there's magic going on to allow that thing to run. How it works is it's solid. Okay, I mean, I've only really dicked around in VR chat, but I'm sure most other stuff will run the 2. I've installed Zenith on there. I'll have a whack at that as well. Although I could stream it, but then as I say, I can't view the chat, and I like to stream Zenith. But you know, it's plenty functional for what it is. It's great. Downside, another one. Sometimes when you close Steam VR, or at least I've had this, not just Steam VR, but things that run in Proton, they hang, they lock up, and you can either kill them or just close down Steam and it'll just shut everything down and then just reopen Steam and it's gone. That's happened to me twice today. Didn't on the last time I shut down VR chat. So it's a bit hit and miss, but it's nothing that serious. Again, I will take serviceable over donut. Okay? I think in the grand scheme of things, that's it. I was really impressed with that. And you know, for what it is, considering we've now got something set up, something in place that allows developers to continue to be lazy assholes and not port their software and not hire porting studios to do the magic for them. I mean, they don't have to do anything. This software's just going to get better and better and better until it plays better than native. Wait, what? Yeah, just like, I don't know, look at stuff like Max Payne. I've said it before, there are some games that you just, like, they just don't run on modern hardware because you have to patch the F11 soldering out of them. If you run them through something like Proton, you don't actually have to do that because there's a load of interpretation going on from point A to point B anyway. There's probably going to come a time where Linux plays Windows games better than Windows, if you look through the entire catalogue kind of thing. Also, eagle-eyed of you may have noticed I have a big hulking bunch of wires coming out the top of my headset. Why? There's a lot. This is a USB sound card. You don't need that USB sound card. If anyone didn't actually know, you can pull this HDC plate forwards, yeah, like that, on both sides, and there's a USB port in there, so you can plug USB devices in. The reason I've done this, because the Vive has a microphone, and it has a headphone connection. It comes out of the back, so you don't need this. The reason I've put this in here, though, is because, well, let's be fair, the microphone on the HTC Vive, it's kind of shit. So, rather than having to run some other kind of setup for it, like, you know, having a wireless microphone or having another microphone in the room, the idea that I can just plug a sound card and a microphone directly into the headset so that it's attached to me is that's pretty great. There's no, I think that's excellent. A lot of people don't realise that you don't have to put up with the, I mean, it's not terrible, but this is better. And I've actually listened back to the audio between these two. That's not great. This is an Antlion mod mic. That's not super fantastic compared, but still better. And I've got a nice mute switch at the back of my head, which is attached to here. So you know, you can plug anything into the USB port, but I mean, this is what I'm doing for my audio. So headphones and microphone go through here, through the headset, because it's basically just a USB hub. Run the cables through the back of the headset, and that's how you can get some better mic action on your HTC the Vive. Just in case anyone didn't know, that's what all that is, or this bit. That's what this bit is for. I think I've covered everything. Oh, one last thing: if you are using a VR headset that's plugged into your PC, and for whatever reason, when you start it up, your BIOS screen and all that kind of stuff doesn't appear, it's displaying it on the headset, or it's trying to display it on the headset until you get into Windows. So, or whatever your operating system is, right? Yank your DisplayPort cable and just shift it about. So move it further along in the line, in the chain, as it were, on your HDMI or your DisplayPort connections on the back. So I don't know, from if you're looking at it from the back of the card, probably try and move it closer to the right hand side and see if that helps any. It's just literally that your BIOS or your UEFI is trying to boot from a specific HDMI, or is trying to display to a specific. It has a priority port, goddammit. So just give that a tweak and see how that goes. I think though I've covered pretty much everything. I'm super impressed. You know, Proton is fantastic. It's an amazing package of software. It's doing Gaben's work. Lord Gaben's work. The Vive is a fantastic headset as well, by the way. If anyone's looking to get into VR, PC VR on the cheap, grab yourself a Vive. The only thing I don't like about the Vive really is the wands, but the Vive is also massively expandable because you can get Valve knuckles for these, the indexes controls, and they will work with base stations from the Vive, and you can get the old Vive trackers for full body in VR chat, so you can kick people in VR, or, you know, I don't know if you play on Blade and Sorcery, is that the one? You can kick and stab people in VR. How great is that? That's my goal. That's my ultimate stress relief plan for 2022, all the way through to 2024, because I'm sure I'm going to be in karma debt for quite some time. Made this incredibly long-winded, but just a fantastic kit. Fantastic kit. Hope you well. I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one.